Imagine walking down a sunlit path. Each step reflecting the challenges and triumphs you've faced in life. Yet, along the way, invisible burdens quietly weigh you down, responsibilities, expectations, and sacrifices that aren't even yours to carry. Have you ever felt this way? If so, this video is your guide to reclaiming your peace, freedom, and joy. Together, we'll uncover 5 things that might be draining your soul and how to protect what truly matters. Ready to embrace a more fulfilling life? Leave a 1 if this resonates or a 0 if you have other thoughts, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more life-changing content. 1. Recognizing responsibilities that aren't yours. Have you ever found yourself saying yes to something, only to regret it later? It starts with a small favor, a request that seems harmless or even urgent. Before you know it, you've gone from lending a helping hand to carrying the entire weight of someone else's responsibilities. Think of yourself as a rope, no matter how strong it is. If pulled too tightly for too long, it will eventually snap. That rope is your peace of mind, your energy, and your time, priceless resources being drained because of the fear of appearing selfish. Imagine this: Sarah, a retired teacher, often said yes to looking after her neighbor's kids, running errands for her friends, and even managing family disputes. It wasn't long before she realized she was sacrificing her own time and happiness to meet everyone else's demands. Her mornings turned chaotic, and her evenings left her exhausted, with no time to pursue her own interests. But here's the truth: saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. When Sarah learned to set boundaries, everything changed. She started saying no to requests that overwhelmed her and focused instead on activities that brought her joy, like gardening and painting. To her surprise, the world didn't fall apart. Those who truly valued her understood her limits, and her peace was restored. Take a moment to reflect: are you holding responsibilities that aren't yours to carry? Start small by saying no when you feel overwhelmed. You're not a savior for others at the cost of your own well-being. Remember, protecting your peace is an act of love for yourself, and for the people who matter most. When you reclaim your time, you regain control over your life. 1 thoughtful no at a time. 2. Protecting your financial stability. Imagine a peaceful morning: you're enjoying your coffee, feeling content with the life you've built, when suddenly the phone rings. A familiar voice, your child, a sibling, or a close friend, asks for financial help. It feels like a small request, a one-time favor. But as time goes on, these requests often multiply, and what was once a gesture of goodwill begins to feel like an expectation. Consider James, a 68-year-old who spent years helping others financially. He lent money to family members, paid off debts for friends, and even supported acquaintances during tough times. But over time, James began to notice something troubling. The people he helped rarely repaid him, and the financial strain started affecting his ability to enjoy the retirement he had worked so hard for. Worse yet, some relationships became strained because of unspoken expectations and broken promises. This is where boundaries become essential. Helping others is noble, but it should never come at the cost of your financial security. Your savings represent years of hard work, sacrifices, and planning, not a resource to be taken for granted. Saying no to financial requests isn't about being selfish, it's about safeguarding your well-being. When James started setting firm financial boundaries, he saw a dramatic shift. He created a budget to prioritize his needs and future, ensuring he could cover unexpected expenses and enjoy his hobbies without guilt. Instead of giving money, he began offering advice or support in other ways, which strengthened his relationships rather than damaging them. Take control of your finances by recognizing your limits. It's not your responsibility to fund someone else's choices or fill their financial gaps. Protect your peace of mind, and use your hard-earned resources to create a life that brings you joy, freedom, and security. You deserve that. 3. Avoid getting dragged into family conflicts. Family can be a sanctuary of love and support, but it can also become a source of stress when conflicts arise. Imagine you're enjoying a calm afternoon when your phone rings. It's a family member asking for your involvement in a disagreement. Perhaps they want you to take sides in an argument or resolve an issue that doesn't concern you directly. While it may feel like your duty to step in out of love or loyalty, getting involved often does more harm than good. Take Susan's story. For example, at 72, Susan found herself frequently mediating disputes between her children, whether it was about minor misunderstandings or bigger issues. She became the family referee. At first, she thought she was helping, but over time, she realized she was the one left feeling drained and emotionally exhausted. The disputes rarely resolved peacefully, and instead, both sides began blaming her for favoring one over the other. The truth is, when you insert yourself into family conflicts, you risk sacrificing your peace of mind. Acting as a mediator may temporarily ease tensions, but it often comes at the cost of your own emotional well-being. Instead, set healthy boundaries by refusing to take sides or engage in disputes that aren't yours to solve. When Susan finally decided to step back, she learned to respond with gentle but firm words like, "I love you both, but this is something you need to work out together." This allowed her to maintain her peace while encouraging her children to take responsibility for their actions. Remember, protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's necessary. Focus on cherishing the positive moments with your family and save your energy for fostering love, connection, and harmony. By stepping away from unnecessary conflicts, you allow yourself to truly enjoy the relationships that matter most. 4. Stay true to yourself, don't change just to please others. As we go through life, we often hear voices encouraging us to change, to adapt to modern times or to fit others' expectations. "Why don't you dress more trendy?" or "You should think more like us," they might say. While change can be good, altering who you are just to please others can rob you of your authenticity and the very essence of what makes you unique. Take the story of Mr. Henry, a retired artist in his 70s. Henry had a lifetime of experiences, stories, and beliefs that shaped him into the man he was. However, his younger relatives often teased him, saying, "You're so old-fashioned. Grandpa, you should try keeping up with the trends." At first, Henry tried to adapt, even changing his clothing and trying new habits he didn't care for. But over time, he realized that these changes made him feel disconnected from himself, instead of feeling more included. He felt like he was losing the identity he had built over decades. The truth is, staying true to yourself isn't about being stubborn, it's about respecting the life you've lived and the values that have guided you. The habits, beliefs, and memories you've cultivated over the years aren't outdated relics, they're a testament to your journey. If someone genuinely loves and values you, they'll accept and respect you for who you are, not for how well you fit into their mold. Henry decided to embrace his true self. He went back to his classic attire, shared his stories with pride, and even painted again in his signature style. Surprisingly, his authenticity inspired his family. They began to appreciate his wisdom and learned that being true to oneself is the most modern thing anyone can do. Remember, you don't need to change to fit someone else's vision of who you should be. This life is yours to live authentically. Stay proud of who you are, you've earned that right. 5. Put your happiness first, stop prioritizing others at your own expense. How many times have you sacrificed your own joy just to make someone else happy? Perhaps you've said yes to something you didn't want to do or set aside your own dreams to meet the expectations of others. While generosity and kindness are beautiful traits, constantly putting others' happiness above your own can lead to exhaustion, resentment, and a life that doesn't feel like your own. Take the story of Margaret, a retired nurse who spent most of her life putting her family first. Margaret always said yes to babysitting her grandchildren on short notice, to cooking for family gatherings, and to taking care of endless errands for her friends. While she loved helping, she began to feel drained. Her hobbies, like gardening and painting, were left untouched for months. Margaret realized she was living her life for others, not for herself. She had become a supporting character in everyone else's story, while her own dreams were left unfulfilled. One day, her granddaughter Lily asked, "Grandma, why don't you ever do things that make you happy?" That simple question was a wake-up call. Margaret began to reevaluate her priorities. She started saying no when she needed rest and made time for herself. She rediscovered the joy of tending to her garden and even joined a local painting class. While her family initially found the change surprising, they soon noticed that Margaret seemed happier and more energetic, and they admired her newfound confidence. The truth is, when you prioritize your happiness, you're not being selfish, you're ensuring you have the energy and joy to share with those around you. Happiness isn't about giving everything you have until there's nothing left, it's about striking a balance. Remember, your life is yours to live, and you deserve to fill it with the things and people that bring you joy. When you take care of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. As we journey through life, it's essential to protect our peace, prioritize our happiness, and embrace the freedom to live authentically. Remember, small changes can lead to a brighter, more fulfilling future. What steps will you take today to reclaim your joy and energy? Share your thoughts in the comments. Press 1 if you're ready to embrace this empowering journey, or 0 if you're still reflecting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow this channel for more inspiring conversations. Together, let's continue building a life filled with meaning and connection. See you in the next video.